Hi, and welcome back to When Harry Met Sally. In the upcoming episodes, we are live from the Ballarat International Foto Biennale, and in this episode, we speak to Campbell Addy and Ibby Njoya. Both these artists are incredible collaborators and are headlining the festival with I Campbell at the Ballarat Mining Exchange. They are also being celebrated at the RACV Exhibition and Event Centre in Creswick with their exhibition Journal. We hope you like listening to this episode just as much as we enjoy talking to them. Welcome, everyone. I'd just like to start today's podcast morning by acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands and waters in which we are residing, the Wadawurrung people and the Dja-Dja-Wurrung people. I'd like to acknowledge that the lands were never ceded, and as artists and people who express ourselves creatively through storytelling and collaboration, I acknowledge that the traditional peoples of the land have been doing so for over 65,000 years, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and any First Nations people here today. Hi guys.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. You guys have had an epic weekend, I can imagine. And on Sunday morning, I'm sure that you are you running on adrenaline, or are you kind of still flying?
Oh, I'm on adrenaline. Adrenaline's going to last another 2 weeks.
I want to know what it was like last night at the ball. How did you go? Did you have a fun night?
Yeah, I had it was really fun. There was a lot of people. I think since we arrived and the press opening and the amount of people has just been like quite
huge.
Insane.
Yeah, I'm a talkative. Like I talk in my sleep. But Ibby's a bit more like he has his battery life is shorter.
Yeah.
And I was watching him just be like push through.
Oh, it's like Harri and I.
Yeah.
I'm like an ever-ready bunny, and I can see her flying down. So I've got chocolate that I keep feeding her.
No, I was like, you good? You good?
Same
okay,
thing.
stand here.
And hydrolytes in our water bottle now.
Definitely.
So what was the fashion like there last night? Was there some cool outfits?
Glamour, Vanessa,
I think, yeah.
We didn't even recognise her.
She's
we walked
amazing.
in and we were like, who's that? She turned around, we were like,
Was it sparkly? Because she said to me, I'm going to be quite sparkly.
It was incredible. I was like, wow, Vanessa, like you pulled it out.
Yeah.
Like from where?
I was like, I'm in a black suit, how boring.
She's amazing. She's so glamorous always with her like gorgeous curls.
No, literally. And then Alicia had this fab asymmetric sequin silver dress with a fab pointed shoe. There's a Simone Rocha moment. We love Simone Rocha.
With the
she's
pearl.
a fab British designer with a pearl bag, major. Then there was this, how do I explain it? It was like a
cape? Was it the cape with the lights?
With the lights. That was
crazy.
And then they went behind my sculpture and I was like, oh my God, I'm an angel.
Wow.
So yeah, it was fab. It was beautiful.
I think it's amazing how, when people were saying it was a gala, what are you gonna wear? What are you gonna wear? I was just there like, I don't know. I was telling people I'm gonna wear a thong, and then they were like,
Wait,
yeah.
Did you wear a thong?
Nope.
Damn.
Like, but like coming in and just seeing how everybody like just pulled up, like
really made an
I was
effort.
Like, wow.
Because you've been really enjoying your time here in Australia, haven't
It's
you?
been amazing.
What have you loved about it?
The first thing is the people. Like, y'all are called the smiling people to me. Like, everywhere we go, and it's not even because we're doing the Biennale, just I think naturally.
Yes.
I think, because we came here last December and it was a ghost town because everyone went abroad or went away. So whenever I was telling us, it's going to be so much more energy, I was like, okay, sure. And then even from the coffee shop to the stores to even like kids walking in the street, good day. I'm like, hey. I'm like, good morning to you too. But no, that's been amazing. And also just the turnout for things. Everyone really does show up. Like, they really do.
This weekend is epic. It's just like you're just walking around, you're going to see some people, and of course for our industry as well, but you're just like bumping into people left, right and centre, and people are waving across streets, and it's like, ooh, I feel like I'm in the heart of something.
And you guys, you're relating that to what from London? Where people are a little bit more reserved?
A little.
Well, a lot more reserved, I think
you say hello, they think you've got mental health issues.
Well, we did have that conversation. I brought an English friend out with me a few years ago, quite a long time ago, and we were at the swimming pool, and he came up and he said, "Oh my God," I said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "They said hello to me." And I said, "They're just being nice." And he goes, "What do they want? Nothing."
Yeah, I think that's so interesting.
Do you think
because
that's sad that it's like that at home?
Well, I mean, you get used to it in a certain way because if you live in that environment, you know how to kind of like navigate your way around it. You know when somebody says something and it's genuine, or when somebody says something and you're just being like, are you being calculated? Like, are you actually saying hello or not? But I think it's like being here, like the welcomeness is really nice. I remember last time in December we actually went to a shop that like up the road. We just decided to just walk around, even though there was nobody around here. We walked around. We saw this lady. I can't remember. It was something Clock. The name of the shop, Clock something.
Near the Aldi at the roundabout. I remember that. And it's like a store where her and her husband repurpose metalworks and create artworks.
Out of it. She was amazing. We spent ages in that shop just trying to like go through everything, but she was so welcoming, like even her art, the way that she created, the way that she talked about it, it was so interesting. And then we were like, oh, we're coming back this year to kind of like do the Biennale. And she was like, oh, really? Yeah. And then she started following us on Instagram.
Yeah, she DM'd me like, I hope your flight's going okay. You guys are so cool. She's like, and that's a testament to Ballarat.
Do you feel like you're sort of coming kind of to a familiar place, even though it's just the second time? Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. And we know you've recently done a show in America.
Yes,
it's finishing up soon. Is that right?
September the 7th.
And what are the American public like with you?
It's funny because with my career, America was the first place to really put me on. I think just because when it comes to race relations or queerness, America is a huge beacon. So when I started working, that was where they were kind of really interested in. And in Atlanta, it's such a historically black town. Do you say town or state? Oh, I'm not good at geography.
Yeah.
Place. It's a very historically black place, but then also just the way in which I think I work in tandem a lot with the States. People used to think I was living in the States for how much I was over there, but they're also, I think it's the Brits who are just a little bit colder, because the Americans, every time I go to America, I'm back, I'm the weirdo who's like, hello, to people in the streets, but they're very much like, I don't know, I think...
Would you like fries with that?
Yeah, but everything is just bigger there, isn't it?
Is
Everything's
it
bigger, the personalities are bigger, the place... And Atlanta, it reminds me almost like Ballarat, where it's not like a huge main city, but it's also a huge city in itself. So the ecosystem is so much more, say, interconnected. So when I did the show there, we met people and then who knew other people. Even just now, I even had like celebrities who've gone, well, I'm at your show. I'm like, how do you know? Because it's like, if you know about Ballarat, you really know about Ballarat. It's the same as Atlanta. So it's been an amazing year. It's been a really amazing year.
Yeah. And do you feel like the last year has really put you kind of in a different, like both of you actually, like has it changed things, like having these shows overseas, and obviously it's more personal at the moment, the work that you're making and these shows that you're putting out there, has it kind of shifted the way you're kind of seen publicly, or the way that you kind of engage with that public audience?
100%, because I remember we were in Japan at the beginning of the year, and I remember just saying to Ibby, we were sitting there, I was like, this year's going to change, I think it's going to be, and I didn't know about the other show in Atlanta yet, I just remember being like, something shifted. I don't know what that is, but I feel like something shifted in us just as people, and I think, I always say, it's a bit like when you lose weight, right? When you lose the first 10 pounds, you notice. First 20 pounds, your mum notices. And then the 30 pounds,
I get what you're saying.
The world notices. So it's kind of like that. So it's like we always have conversations about where do we think we sit within industries? What do we want to do? And I'm huge, like I love this boy so much. So when we're in certain spaces, I'm like, you're not feeling this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but we have to talk about it, because it's like, what is it we're not feeling? Is it the industry? Is it what we're doing? And then over the last, say, 2.5 years, we've been slowly in our own private spaces trying to just show or do the things that make us feel good. And literally, it's August 2025, and I'm just like, wow, we're living it. The things
Isn't that beautiful? And Ibby, on that note, you know, when you first heard about, where did you first hear about Campbell, and how were you introduced?
I knew about Campbell's work like way before I even met him, because you know, as you know his work, you can see his work, and you can see how profound it is. So I was already a fan before I even met him, you know. So like, you know, even the time when we kind of like met, we spoke for hours, for many, not only about the work, but you know, it's not always about the end result. It's about how you get to it, you know, and what the process is, what you've been thinking about, what the stories you're trying to tell, you know. So that was always a big part of like how we connected, like the story behind the work itself.
And was it Sam that connected you?
Sam, yes, Sam.
So can you talk a little bit about Sam?
Wow, Sam.
Tell us who Sam is.
Sam is, we call him our dad.
Even though he's younger than me.
Is he okay with that title?
Yeah, I mean, we have a mum who's Maddie, who's like based in the US. Like she was here with us last year, and then Sam is our dad. So,
beautiful.
You know, in each side we always have one of them with us. You know, so it's like
amazing.
yeah. But Sam is
So he knew both of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But so at the time when we met, Sam was his agent on a separate agency, and I was on a different agency. But I've known Sam's for 14 years.
So Sam was at St Martin's with you, wasn't he? What did he study there? That's what I'm
We were on the same course together. That's how I met Sam.
So he did photography as well?
No, I never studied photography.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
We did fashion, communication, and promotion. And that is basically everything to do with fashion, but making clothes. But we also did make clothes. So styling, writing, art direction. And I remember the day I met Sam. It was the first day of uni, and we had to do a summer course project where we had to do a piece of work that sums up who you are. And I remember it was very nerve-wracking because St Martin's is so competitive.
Yeah.
I knew one other person. I wasn't on the phone. I just didn't know who I was going to find. And I remember walking into the room, top left-hand corner, this boy in a bright orange jacket, acid wash jeans, dark hair, like very tight jeans, and then like putting these X's on the wall. And I was just like, okay, I guess I should say hello.
Did you think I'm going to have to really like this guy or just walk away?
I was just a bit like, what the hell? But he was so like bubbly, and I was like, oh my God, you're from my kind of people. Because everyone was, I didn't know what I was going to expect. And literally did my first project with him, and it's been the same ever since.
And how did you meet Sam, Ibby?
Sam, I remember Sam reached out to me, like being there like, hey, I really like what you're doing. I would love to have a meeting with you. And at the time, I was being represented by someone else, a different agency.
And you were all of something like 20 or something, weren't you?
Yeah.
Like a babe.
I think, oh my God, I think I was like 23, 24.
So how did you get, like, what was your first kind of start? Like, that's so young to be like represented by an agency, and people, you know, strive for years and years to kind of get that representation. And obviously you've got so much talent, but what was it that kind of, did someone find you, or were you tenacious? Did you go out and kind of pitch yourself?
I think it was, at the time, I really wanted to just be given a space to dream. So like, I spent a lot of time just like trying to create my craft, you know, learn from a lot of people in the industry. You know, I spent 5 years or so like assisting people.
Yeah.
You know, learning.
So that was your journey rather than going to uni?
No, I went to uni.
Oh,
like
but not St Martin's.
No, I went to Bournemouth University in the coasts.
Yes.
It was a small town. It was one of the smallest places I had been to, but it was nice
with a
because
pretend beach.
Yeah. But
I love that.
with a pretend beach. I mean, yeah, you say that.
I was shocked.
It's crazy, right? But I really, you know, the thing for me with London was that I didn't want to go to university in London because I felt like Campbell said it would be overwhelming, and I needed time, because at the time I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went to university to study illustration.
Okay.
You know, so
Yeah.
I didn't even know what set design was, you know, at the time. I was just trying to find space to just get ideas out. And so going to Bournemouth, when I went there, and they were like, the illustration degree was like, oh, we can allow you to do anything you want, you know. So I was like,
wow.
okay, I'm into that, you know.
Yeah.
So, but actually, I ended up finding out that wasn't true, because they wanted me to do children's books, and I was like, I don't want to do children's books, you know. So, you know,
But
that
that's
was
half
like,
the battle too, isn't it? Working out what you
Yeah.
don't want to do
Exactly.
in your journey in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
You know, everyone sort of talks about what I am going to do, but that is equally as important. So great, tick off.
oh yeah, and it was amazing, because the way that I actually stumbled into set design was, there was somebody that gave a lecture at the university, and I hated lectures. Like 3 people had to come and say to me, you have to go and watch this, for me to be able to turn up. And then I turned up, and I saw what she was doing, and then she explained her thing. I was like, that's what I want to do.
So she was a set designer, was she?
She was a set designer, yeah.
On
And then-
movies or on
No, in
shoots?
fashion. So she assisted like this amazing set designer called Shona Heath, and she used to work with her. And Shona did all of the Tim Walker sets at the time.
Yeah, okay,
so
yeah.
you know, that
Wow.
world was already part of a massive inspiration.
Yeah.
So for all the kids that are listening, go to your lectures.
Yeah. yeah. No, it's true, you know, because you never know what you find, like what you might learn, what you might get from it. So it was really pivotal moment for myself, and that's when I got into the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Sam found you.
And then I was found by another agency before, and we started. But I think at the time they didn't know what to do with me, because like I was trying to cultivate my own language in a way that was me. When you kind of like see my work, you can instantly recognize that, okay, that's
Yeah.
Ibby, you know. And I think Sam saw that, like the potential of that, and it was like, okay, I think I know I see where you're going. I remember our first meeting. He came in and then pointed out to me exactly what I was kind of like imagining. And then it was like, I will do this, I will do this, I will do that. And I was like, yes.
I think this is what is, you know, we heard you guys speak a few times, and we were there yesterday, and what has struck me about both of you is that you just seem so authentic and so passionate about exactly what you want to do, and you haven't seemed to compromise that at all. You've just gone with it, and it just, it's just really beautiful to see. And I guess, like, Campbell, is that something, because obviously your trajectory was kind of going like this, and then you changed agents to work with your friend Sam, and and joined the same agency that Ibby was with. Was that part of it, that you just there was an authenticity that you kind of knew that you'd be able to kind of express through that?
Well, like, I think, like, piggybacking off what Ibby said, like, just the difference in us as people. He went to university because he needed something more quiet. I needed a lot more structure.
Yeah.
I think had always had a sense of self, but my entire life had been doubting me. So that like little, let's say the flame of self was so little, the embers were so low. So even though I was at St. Martin's, it took a while for me to say, I'm gonna take a photo. I'm gonna, I used to even be, I didn't know what to call myself. So even though when I got signed, it was quite quickly, and I didn't really have mentorship, or I didn't understand how to slow down and say yes. So even though I was doing great things, like how when Sam met Ibby was still searching to figure out what his language was. I was just happy. I just felt very grateful, but I didn't stop and think, okay, but if I'm grateful, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to do? And I had an amazing time in my previous agency. It taught me so much about business, commerce.
Yeah.
It put me into an international space.
Yeah.
But then I was always really sad, because I'd look at my peers and other photographers, and
Can you put your microphone up?
Sorry.
Thanks, I've been trying to get it.
Sorry.
See, I was like,
Ibby's like,
I got you, man. He's like, continuously going.
and it was just
Not too close, but
I was just a bit like, I'd always had this conundrum and this anxiety of like, who am I? What is Campbell's aesthetic? And it was always paining me. It was always stressing me out. And then that year I was just like, do you know what? If I don't change, I'm not gonna last. I could see myself probably ending in 4 years and then changing and not being happy. And it is a testament to the industry though, because it allowed me security, because I was able to earn money. But then I was seeing my friends and we always had conversations, even though we worked in different fields and different agencies. And I didn't see myself being as honest.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why I couldn't do it. And it wasn't just with work, it was with personal relationships, it was with even how I looked. It was just lots of things. I was like, I remember just looking in the mirror in Bali and being just like, ew. And I was at the height of my, I was doing amazing things. I could not have, but I was
It was the hair, wasn't it?
Yeah, you saw that hair. That hair was dry.
I saw that.
The body keeps a score. But no, but it's the truth. Like my hair stopped growing.
And nobody told you.
Oh, they did. They did, but I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. But it was like everything in my life was telling me.
Yeah.
And I just had to listen. But I was very blessed to have a core, like we all say that we all started at St. Martin's to learn and we then dispersed to gain knowledge and then we've come back to build together. And at that moment I could see it, I could feel it. And I was like, I say in the film, like the prodigal son returns, only because people don't know this, like it wasn't just like this. I remember I literally separated myself from everyone, was in this little villa in Bali. I literally blew up my whole life. Like I was in a 10-year relationship. Low-key, I was engaged, to be honest.
Wow.
I cut that off. I cut off my relationships with people. I changed where I lived. This is all within like 20 minutes. And then I called my sister.
Really well thought out.
No, but
Hang on, how long have we been going? What's going to happen now?
Sometimes you just got to just go, this is it.
When you make it, you make it.
But
So
but the
Pisces.
reason why it made, sorry, just to add about Sam, the reason why it made sense, because even though I remember I walked into the villa, I told Sam and our best friend Gareth was there, they were more worried about my mental state than anything else. And then Sam didn't say yes. Sam was like, let's enjoy Bali. We've got a couple of weeks. Let's wait. Let's go back to London and let's think about it. So it wasn't like I just, people think it was like a plan. They said he was shocked because I never said anything to him. It was all internal. And that made me trust him more. And then when we had a discussion about becoming part of the agency, I just said a promise. I was like, I'm going to promise that we do this thing where we say out loud, friend hat on, agent hat on, off. So just so we can discern. And that's why I was like, because I didn't just want to go into it. I just more wanted to just not do what I was doing. But yeah, so that's kind of the truth.
How was your old agent when you told them?
They were shocked. Like it was like,
Came out
because
of
I
the
was
blue.
doing, because it wasn't the usual, your work is slowing down. I didn't have any friction with them. It wasn't I was going in and we were arguing. We were literally talking about what to do next. And I remember I sent the email and it was like, boom, oh my God. And then she was really lovely. She sat me down. She was like, are you okay? Do you need to go on a sabbatical? What's going on? And I was like, I'm just not happy and it's got nothing to do with you. You guys do what you need to do. I just never thought about what was the right fit for me.
But that's what life's all about, isn't it, guys? It's about owning who you are, finding where you fit in. And I always talk about, and Harri and I talk about this all the time with our guests, you do what's right for you at this point in your life, which might be really different in 10 years' time. And it certainly was different 10 years ago.
Oh, definitely.
So, and nobody can make those decisions but you know? And that's why you surround yourself with such love and generosity and fun and playfulness and all of those words that we think of when we think of you both, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to play
for
it.
sure.
So do you feel that, like, this collaboration that you guys have and this kind of working together is just so beautiful? Do you kind of have it with other people as well, or is this the kind of the core kind of collaborative partnership, or are you sort of working with other people?
Yeah, I think we work with, I work with a lot of people like all the time. And you kind of like, you build different kind of relationship with each person because nobody, the way Campbell shoots isn't the same as another photographer would shoot, You build a rapport with that person, you build a way to understand them, And then that's like part of that. You need to learn how to kind of like understand, especially with my job, you have to understand what each person is trying to tell and how to tailor each thing for them to make sure that that story comes out. So I think it's really important to kind of like find a way. And again, it's just, this is the way that we kind of work is part of it within our nature, So the collaborative nature is, the collaborativeness is really important in making sure that, you know, whilst you're working with that person, you're able to bring something that you are both really excited about, you know, because there's no point of doing it if you're not excited about it.
And it's about reading the room too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And especially with clients, you know, and the audience. And do you love clients? Do you choose your clients?
I love my clients.
That's a sneaky question.
We love our clients. You know? They pay my bills, so so I gotta love them. You know.
We love clients. Next question. Next question. I've got a great question. We're just moving on from that. What do you do when you're not taking photos and working with each other? What's your go-to fun thing to do?
PlayStation, anime, food, walking.
What sort of food?
That's like my son.
Like I have like rituals when I like after long journeys. So
what's your go-to food?
Kimchi jjigae.
Oh my goodness, fave.
Brown rice or jollof rice, or pho. I love noodles. I just love soups and things that just make me feel warm.
Me too.
And long walks. I talk to trees often. Like I wear headphones and there's nothing playing, but I'm just having conversations.
And you got your beautiful dogs?
No, I don't anymore.
Oh my.
I know. So yesterday was a lot for me. It was a lot for me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Just because I you know, I was.
Cut. Next.
No, it's
done two
they're my
things.
babies and I love them, but it was just like when I say a lot changed in Bali, like my life went like that. Just because I was single, I had 2 dogs to look after, but then I'm traveling, and after like 6-9 months, they were just always in kennels, and I'd meet them, and the little one, she would never cry, and then one day, I picked her up and she just cried the whole car ride home. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then I held her. Not a good dad. She cried but now she's fab. She lives on a dairy farm. And she's changed her name.
You see, the rule is you got to have plants. Yeah. And if you can keep your plants alive.
But I don't.
And love them. And then you're allowed dogs.
No, I can't keep plants.
And then maybe babies later.
I can't keep plants.
If you can't keep plants, you're not allowed dogs.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
That's why I don't have dogs.
Yeah. And what about you, Ibby? What do you like to do?
You know, because I'm always with a lot of energies all the time, I have learned how to enjoy my own energy. So I love to spend a lot of time just like in my house, just pondering, just, you know, like chilling. I watch a lot of movies, and I love to talk a lot with my mom.
What's your favourite? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like I spend a lot of time with my mom, and just kind of like watching her cook food. So like I love my mom's cooking. Like there are so much, there's a lot of time when I'm so far away that I would call my mom and just be like, hey mom, can you just put the phone in the kitchen so I can just watch you cook? You know, like just you know, just
smell it through
smell-o-vision.
Yeah, like
it's
crazy, you know? I'm always like, guys, you have to try my mom's cooking. Like she is incredible. And the speed in which she can cook, and then you're just there like, how did you just do that so quickly? And it tastes so good. So
that's amazing.
One of the biggest questions of the morning is, have you seen When Harry Met Sally, the movie?
No, I've heard a lot about it.
Like when you guys introduced, I was like, oh yeah, I get it. But I don't.
Okay,
I've heard
can
about
you do that next time? When your mum's cooking, watch the movie. It's got nothing to do with us apart from the name.
It's no connection.
No connection whatsoever.
Because I was like, wait, are they the people?
I was like, yeah.
We don't know Billy Crystal either.
Oh, I love that. I love that we've spoken about food because I just love food so much as well.
We spent, when we went to Japan, Campbell was like, listen, we have to go to this noodle spot. We spent like an hour, nearly 2 hours in the line waiting.
I don't do queues.
Waiting for this noodle.
I can't handle
it was insane. We took a picture of us before and after.
It was like, before we were just there like this, we had all our jackets on because it was so cold, and we were just like, after it was like, jackets off. I mean, like,
energy,
the
like,
bowl was lit clean. I mean, back 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so there begs the question, have you thought about doing anything with food in your photography? What about that? Somebody covered in spaghetti.
I've done stuff like that, but they were so bad, you would never see the picture. I was just like...
Because you wanted to eat it instead of photograph it?
Yeah, I don't get it. But also, food photography is really hard.
It's hard, yeah.
Because it's a lot of like...
It's not actual real food.
Oh, it's
No,
so specific,
it's not real food.
isn't
Like
it?
ice cream is mashed potato. Did you know that?
But you could do it raw or something.
Yeah.
But most of it
ice.
isn't real food. Like when you see some of the food photography, it's like, you know, it's like things that are made to look like food. You know, we've done a lot of shoots where you kind of like have to make, you know, like jelly or
We've
things
done
like that.
the 12 disciples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we've got food in our shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
not.
but it's not food.
Yeah.
So
It's not the focus.
And this might be one of those other ones that we might have to cut, but are you doing anything after this in Sydney?
You are
I
very
said to
good.
Sally, I don't know if we can ask that. This is recorded. And she said,
I'm talking about climbing the bridge or...
yeah, so we're gonna go to
Go to
Bonsai.
the
We're gonna go to
Opera
Bonsai Beach.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Okay.
go get some
You're going to
ice
Bondi
cream.
Beach?
No, we're gonna shoot the cover of Vogue Australia.
Yes, let's go.
Which is like,
That is
it's major.
huge.
No, it's honestly like, it's been one of those things since we came here last year. Just a lot of opportunities have been
Yeah.
coming, and it's been so like open. And the shoot is a direct continuation from the Biennale. So all the ideas are direct references
Amazing.
to this. Because I wanted to keep, and also it comes out whilst the Biennale is still open. So then, you know,
Folds
just in
back
case
in.
there's a different audience that may have not seen this,
We love that.
they can come back to Ballarat. So that's cool.
We love that. And so how long have you been working on that, Ibby? That shoot up there?
A week.
5 minutes?
No,
Oh,
literally.
you haven't
maybe-
started?
No, it's a
One week.
week.
No,
one
they're
week.
all organised.
Yeah. 1 week.
Yeah, one
But I
week.
think
What about-
we're all ready now.
But what about your team around you, all of your assistants and your gear and all
Yes.
that? Where does that come from? Is that here or is it coming using
So-
Australians?
I created the idea in London, and often ideas are like almost like a computer processor. It's always working in the background, and I could be just going somewhere, then bam, I get the finishing piece, and then I call my team like, usually it's a voice note of nonsense, and then I send reference images, and then they pull the images, they put it into a deck. I send it to Sam, who sends it to Ibby, and then we wait for client to sign off, and then Ibby's team then breaks it down to every single shot as to what we need in every single shot. I go yes, no, then we do a whole PPM call. So that all happened in the space of maybe a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then
And it's going to be
Yeah.
reliant on weather, or are you shooting in a studio?
No, studio.
studio.
Okay.
Only because like, I forgot it was in Australia. We're from England, there's no light.
Yeah.
So my brain goes, oh, it's September, studio. Like it's just like
Yeah.
a default. But then now I realise, damn, we could have
Even
but
if
it's
it's
just
It
cold.
rains a lot in Sydney.
It rains. It's also like warmer up there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe who knows? Maybe we'll do something outside. But yeah.
So we're going to have to wind up in a minute because Shaquille over there is waving at us, which means that's a wind-up sort of story happening.
Yeah, it is. Look, we've just done our second season of the podcast, and we ask everyone one question that's the same from every episode, and we'd like to ask you guys that, and it's what is the future of photography for you? So that can be personally or on a whole, but what do you think the future looks like in photography?
Or it even could be the world of photography. Ibby, you go first.
You know, it's so interesting because Campbell has been talking about, very often he says to me, like, the next photographer isn't going to be a photographer. He keeps saying that, and I don't understand, because he's like, well, I mean, there's parts of it that I do understand, but then there's parts that I don't understand, but because it's like where the inspiration comes from, I think, you know, that creates what the photographer is going to be. You know, there's a lot of people that want to be photographers. It's like footballers, you know, when you're a kid, everybody wants to be a footballer. Not everybody becomes that footballer, you know, but it depends specifically with photography, what your anchor is, what is your story, what is that thing that makes you different from everyone else. And for me, I feel like it's always about heritage, or like bringing something that is from within you. It's either something that you used to do with your family when you were growing up, or what your generation is, you know, from us, like where we come from, you know, kind of like makes that unique point of view. So I think like the future of photography is somebody that has a very, very personal, you know, point of view, a personal story to tell that doesn't really take into account so much what the noise that is out there, you know. I mean, maybe it takes it into account, but it doesn't rely too much on it.
Yeah.
And I think they bring something that is very, you know, like raw. I think that's what is needed right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's
I couldn't agree more.
That's right.
Yeah,
I picked fab answer. Yours better be good now.
I stole your answer.
literally.
Good luck.
But I piggyback off that because I think just in the 9 years I've been working professionally, I think
9. Sorry, can we just say that? 9 years.
No.
Crazy. It's
Amazing.
Okay,
It is
keep
amazing.
going.
like the greats of photography who championed it weren't photographers. They were thinkers, they were artists, they were poets, they were lovers. And I think with the rise of capitalism and in technology, it's been great, but everyone doesn't understand the last thing a photographer does is take a photo. And that's what I mean by the next photographer is not a photographer. And I think the future of photography is going to almost revert back to like the Brassais, to the very early people who were trying to answer life's questions, because photography became so it became so commercially viable.
Yeah.
It became so artistically viable that it's such a team effort. I was talking to a photographer yesterday about how my work has reverted, where a lot of my work is now a lot less retouch. It's a lot more just me. I focus so much more on the image making than the pressing the button. And I'm also excited to see the new world, which I see that as the Africas, the Asias, because you have people now who can document the life we couldn't see. So I'm interested to see the next, like in photography, it's going to challenge a lot of real perceptions. Whereas I think the last, say, 10, 15 years of photography has been about changing perceptions. Whereas I want to see, it's going to be really raw. I feel like we're going to be shocked.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the young photographers don't want to Photoshop and change. And I think it's going to go in tandem with the rise of AI. Because AI, you can create all these amazing worlds, but to have balance, you need to have the reality of it as well.
Wow.
That was well done. You
Come
did
on.
it.
Come on.
You did it.
Well-
and it can't go without saying that these guys are colour coordinated.
Yeah.
No, well,
then-
listen,
Not by
we
choice.
did not.
And I know you're saying
We
you didn't
did
plan
not
it.
plan
but
this.
come
No,
on.
he woke me up like, we gotta go. I was like,
But
Well,
we love it.
yeah.
Keep being colourful and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you
and
so
it's
much
just
for
gorgeous.
Thank you.
yeah.
You
Thanks
were
so
just
much
so-
for talking to us.
No,
And
thank you for having us.
you're both so articulate and you're both so passionate and just really honest. And I think you're fabulous.
Thank you so much. You guys are fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot
much,
for having
guys.
us.
Enjoy your rest of the time in Australia,
Thank
and we can't wait to see the Vogue shoot as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And everything else that comes forward.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
We'll
Ciao,
take,
ciao.
Harri,
we'll
we're
take
going.
10 minutes, guys, and then we'll be back with Penny Stevens.
Fantastic. Thank you.